a little bit situated. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to a Moment of Harmony. I know there's been some things going on with my audio, like my speakers. There's been, at first I thought that they needed to be cleaned, but there's some other things going on, so we're getting all of that situated. At a very last minute, I had a bright idea to just record on my iPad. I don't know why I haven't been doing that all along, um, because I've just been so used to the convenience of setting the phone being my little everything, one of a part of everything I do, and just being a quick way to get to everything quickly. But I will be, I need to charge my iPad so that I can go live from there. I'll be doing that from now on, at least until the speaker situation or new phone situation is worked out. But anywho, thank you for checking it out. Thank you for being with me today on A Moment of Harmony. Thank you for joining me on the first moment of the year. I wish that coming into the new year, like the holiday season, wasn't so exhausting for me, because we should have a party for the first moment of the year. I wish that I was like all vibrant for a whole new year, but I am beat. I'm beat, but I cannot wait to meet you all here to get our next moment in. We're almost, I guess it was today the 4th, like 2 days from 30 days from the end of our Manifestation Moment series. We'll be going into a whole new set of coursework, a whole new series. So I have personally loved our Manifestation Moments series, and look how fast the year is moving. Look at how fast time is going. So, whew. But anyway, we made it all here. If you made the roll count call, you might as well go ahead and give yourself a big love and a big hug and a big kiss, because you're here. We're here in a brand new year, 2026. I'm super excited because I'm going to turn 40 in 26. And I love, my birthday, so I love the numbers 26. So I am just like super excited about all that's in store for us. And we have been doing so much work preparing for this season of our lives. We have been doing so much work long before the new year came in, preparing for abundance, preparing for greatness, preparing for more blessings to come into us in more practical, stable, solid, and concrete ways. So we're almost there, guys. I hope that extraordinary things have begun to happen for you. I know some of you have been DMing me your progress and your results throughout the time. So I know for some of you, you guys are like, girl, guess what happened? But for those that don't reach out, you maybe you aren't big into like messaging people, and you just kind of come on and jump off. Totally fine. I am just praying for those that I may not have heard from, that all of your dreams are coming true in 2026. And I don't mean that in a fanciful, whimsical sort of way. I mean that in a very real way. The things that you need the most are needing you, are coming to you. Things are flowing to you easily, abundantly, overflowingly, and you are just being able to sit in a life that you can take a breath in. I've been heavy on the Waiting to Exhale. We've had 2025 was 30 years since Waiting to Exhale. Big, what is it? What they call it? Big cult culture, or um, is it cult classic? I don't know. But a big iconic film in the 90s. And they are saying, it's had its 30 years. And I've been big on it. I've been watching all the stuff because I was a big fan of it. Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Okay, the sound is off. I know it's been so weird. And you know what else I think may be happening now that you say that? Because one of my top fans said that. One of my friends said that. I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's. Hopefully, I didn't go out. It wasn't all the way blacked out. But if it did go out, many apologies. I just got a really good idea to like turn the Bluetooth off, because I also think that that has been having something to do with my value, my audio, and all of that, all those weird things happening. Because my phone definitely hasn't been in any water or anything like that. I'm really good with like being responsible, putting it, away and up, and you know, and then we cleaned it. So we'll see. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so Thank you, and welcome everyone. So we're gonna get into this moment today. I know everyone when they're doing the playback, they don't always see me go doing the exchange with the people chatting. Love my chat members. Love everyone looking out for me. Love everyone being positive. I love pouring into you. I love being a part of your growth, your process. Honored to be a part of your healthcare routine. And so just thank you. Thank you for joining me and thank you for coming in at the beginning of the year for us to have a magnanimous moment of manifesting and motivating. I'm super duper excited about it. Okay. So, big ups, your blessings is the name of this episode today. Big up your blessings, and I cannot wait to get into it. For those that are brand new, we have been in a manifestation series for almost a year. Literally almost a year. We started a little bit after the new year, about a month after the new year last year. Um, Probably actually from my 39th birthday, so almost a year, right? We started on my 39th birthday. The last year of my 30s, our theme was the last year of a lot of things. We were shutting things down all year round, making sure that we get to the door of my 40th birthday and we all get to the door of next levels of self with this manifestation series. So we get ready to close it out. And I can't believe it's been a whole year already, right? It's crazy. But we are closing it out. We're coming up on the last couple of episodes of our manifestation series. So I really want to make sure that all the tools that we've gathered, all of the perspective shifting, all of the cleansing and purging, all of the things we've done thus far, getting us to where we're going, all the things we did to get us moving along, I really want us to get to a place where um, when we get to the finale of the manifestation of moments, this particular series, when we get to the finale, that we know all of the powers we possess in bringing in the best lives for ourselves. That we are not afraid of life, we are not stalled, we are not distracted, we are not discouraged, we are not disenfranchised or disempowered. We are not lacking anything in the powers to create for self, to create self for self. And I'm so excited that we're going to get into that. I want to give a big shout out to everyone that had extraordinary safe holidays, that spent time with family. Big shout out for Kwanzaa and for the movement that was moved throughout the week with everyone that got involved in that. And just making sure that we're well rounded in who we are and that we are loving and encouraging ourselves to be true. Be true to you, right? I'm super excited for everyone that did that. But here we are. Big up your blessings. We've been in a manifestation moment. For the manifestation moments, a great deal of my research has been around the laws of attraction. While I've used a plethora of resources and scholars and references, whether it be, documentaries, articles, books, whatever I've used, like I always do for my Moment of Harmony, um, like I say, I'm a spiritual scientist, so I get in my lab and I put it all together when it comes to us being our best selves and growing into into a supreme leveling of beingness. So, but in this series, when it comes as it pertains to the laws of attraction, I have primarily operated out of the work of The Secret, the books, the documentaries, the movies, the interviews, those types of things. I also have this super dope that I did get last year that's been going with us for a whole year. This super dope calendar book of daily teachings of The Secret. All of my moments have been loosely curated around an excerpt a week. So if you could bear with me, I'm going to read an excerpt and then we're going to go into our moment. Big up your blessings. Listen, we're coming into the new year with the tools we need to create the reality that works for us. Not for them, not for him, not for her. And if we're doing it right, everyone connected to us will benefit from the blessings overflow that we have within self. But we are determined to make sure that we are creating a life, like I said, that we can sit in and excel, that we can sit in and smile, a life that we can sit in and be joyful and blessed and content in. And that's what we are doing. So we're manifesting more. We're giving ourselves the greatest versions of ourselves by creating the greatest lives we can. And we are going to be doing more of that coursework here at A Moment of Harmony today. So I'm going to bear with me while I read the excerpt for this week, and then we're going to get into our moment. Big up your blessings. Go hard or go home on yourself, okay? So it says, the law of attraction is impersonal. It operates just like a photocopying machine. The law of photocopying what you are thinking and feeling in every moment, and then sending an exact photocopy back to you, which becomes your life. That makes your ability to change your entire world so very easy. To change the outside world, all you have to do is change the way you think and feel, and the law of attraction will photocopy the change. I loved this analogy. Like, y'all know how your girl is about metaphors and analogy. Love them all. I loved this analogy. Make it make sense, right? And I love when people make it make sense. So, I'm going to read it one more time. The law of attraction is impersonal. It operates just like a photocopying machine. The law is photocopying what you are thinking and feeling in every moment, and then sending that exact copy back to you, which becomes your life. That makes your ability to change your entire world so very easy. To change the outside world, all you have to do is change the way you think and feel, and the law of attraction will photocopy the change. Okay, so I had to read it again. So many times when I'm reading, I'm thinking. That's why reading used to be that. The way my brain works. My brain will do 1,000 things, right? It'll be in I, you know, the simulation, right? Is off the charts. I promise you. And the way that it's just constant, constant processing. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that, especially nowadays. And reading used to be a way that I would calm it, like streamline, focus, and like bring everything down into a quiet space. It's the exact opposite now. Almost nothing does that anymore except for meditation, workout, and prayer, because I got good with that with the meditation. And watching TV. Those are like the things that kind of help me like bring all that brain activity to a streamline. So while I'm reading, I'm literally thinking, even though I've already curated the moment, it's so, why? Why do I do these things to myself? But here's the thing. This is what I was thinking. Literally picturing for ourselves, us that are very, very mental people, vision oriented people, seeing things and feeling them as we see them. But what this excerpt is saying is like your thought is just like a photocopying machine. It like prints out what you're thinking and feeling, goes directly out and is delivered back to you. So essentially what it's saying is that there is no original reality. And bear with me, because this is what my brain was doing. So walk with me. There is no original reality, meaning that there is not a reality that just so happened to come along, that just so happened to happen. There is nothing around you that is just that you walked into, that you woke up into, that you are just around. The people, the energies, the environments, the reality that is yours, where you work, who you're with, what you procreate or what you create, what comes into your existence. And there's no originality to any of it. I don't know why now oh, you know what it was? It's because I was resting. We had a super busy weekend and I was resting. I'm trying to figure out like why now I'm talking and everything. I was resting. So there's no originality in that what you thought you put out, what you felt you put out, and it all came back to you. You didn't feel good enough. You didn't feel ready. You don't feel worthy. You don't feel excited. You don't feel capable, or you do. You did feel ready. You did feel worthy. You reached a point in yourself where you said, this is today's the last day. Like what we said last year for a lot of things. Now is when this starts. This is when this changes. This is how this goes. I deserve more. I require more. Right? All of that is a thought that now manifests around you. So there is no originality to anything around you outside of yourself. So I love this photocopying analogy of that all you have in your life are photocopies of your thoughts and feelings, and they have become reality. And as soon as you change the thought, the photocopy will change. Soon as you change the action and the feeling, or the feeling orientation, you, all of that will change and come back to you. And I thought that that's so cool. When I think about that, what is like processing is in my mind is like flyers. Do you know, like people that promote parties? And I know everything is digital now, and I'm telling my age because flyers and things are promoted, evites and everything. Everything is done electronically. But there was a time when people will go door to door or car to car to put a flyer in your windshield, roll it up and put it in the handle or the arm of your rail or in your mailbox or slide it in your door. When people would literally take flyers and things like that, or any types of promotion, and they would go and hand them out. When I think about a photocopy of what we're thinking and feeling being produced into the universe and just delivered to us as a reality, I think about what we are promoting in the first place. I think about what we are handing out in the first place to come back to our doorstep, that comes back to our mailbox, that comes back to us as a reality. And now it makes me want to say, if my reality is literally a photocopy of my mindset, it is my mindset being photocopied, printed, and given back to me. So simple but amazing. It holds us accountable. It makes us responsible, and it keeps us aware and attentive to your thoughts and the energy you project. That is so important right now because I know I've been doing some heavy transforming and some massive grieving around the death of my brother who just transitioned in April, right? So fresh for me and my family. And when his birthday just came in December the 31st, on December 31st, New Year's Eve, it really hit me hard just how much I am actually processing that. Because, of course, life doesn't pause for you to process one thing at a time, or life doesn't stop so you can deal with just one massive thing. It can become a compilation. And the more work you have to do, the bigger that compilation comes because you got to get more, you have to be more and more qualified for what it is you're doing. Right? Lucky us, right? So I realized at the beginning of on his birthday, I was just like, I'm gonna handle it very much like I've been handling the death of my baby brother who transitioned 8 years ago, almost, right? I was like, I'm gonna handle it that way, because I've been there, done that, and I'm gonna do it that same way. That's not how it happened. And I had to take stock and inventory for where I was in this instance, with this circumstance, with this brother, and this grief season. In that, I realized, like, I'm only in the beginning of where I've gotten so far with my baby brother Victorious. I'm only in the beginning with Majestic, right? And me and my sister talked about it over the weekend, and I told her, we are in the beginning, only in the beginning of the rest of our lives without him in the physical realm. And that's like, whew. So when you get caught up in moments like that, and for you it may not be grief, for you it could be a divorce, it could be the death of or the lack of happiness in your career work. It could be the end of your educational process. It could be an injury or a diagnosis. It could be financial struggles. Listen, there is no limit to the chaos and strain of the challenge of this here life, okay? But there is also no limit to the way that we can shift, understand, and recalibrate a recreation of our reality. So, whatever it is, what I had to realize was when you get caught up in it, whatever it is, it's hard to keep in mind that every single thing I'm thinking and feeling is just coming back to me in different areas of my life. It's coming out. I can remember being so shocked when I was younger if I would be around people who were heavy drinkers and they weren't drinking, but you could smell alcohol on them. They would sweat and you could smell alcohol. Or um, I remember just being surprised at a young age of all the ways the, that toxins in the body come out. When they talk about acne, and acne being something you ate or something you ingested or something you're feeling, but coming out on your face or your body. Just saying all of that to say is whatever is in there finds a way out. And that's where manifestation becomes so important to how we are doing what we are doing. Whatever is in finds a way out. And so if you are going through a depression, if you are going through defeat, if you are going through a hard time, and you're waiting for your breakthrough, and you're trying to find this light at the end of the tunnel, you're ready for the sky to crack open. Understand the sky cracks open when you crack open. The light at the end of the tunnel is you. It is your thought. It is your mind state. It is your new actions for the very next moment. It is your decision to say, all of this must change. This must change. The way I'm feeling, this back burner, left behind, overlooked, must change. Defeated, downtrodden, sad, bleak, must change. Suffocated, overwhelmed, stimulated, must change. I am changing the image in my mind about me. I am changing the image in my mind and my heart about my circumstances. And then that is how I change my circumstances. I will be using this analogy offered to us in this daily teachings by Rhonda Byrne from The Secret from here on out because it is the simplest way. It is a photocopy of your mind returned to you. Reality. A photocopy of your mind returned to you. Out of The Secret. Straight out of this book. Awesome. Game changer. In this game changer, I, in developing and curating our moment, was saying that if we're going to change the game, so if the reality is the photocopy of the mind coming back to me, this is what you put out here. This is your life. This is what your home looks like, your job, your car, your health, your love life. Everything looks like what you look like. Everything looks like what you feel like. Everything looks like what you occupy your mind. You imprison your mind, you imprison yourself. You overcalculate, overworry, overthink, undercreate, underperform, undervalue. All of those things are what your life looks like. Just under the radar, just good enough, full of shisty deception, and all the things that consume your mind, consume your reality. What is inside must come out. Nothing goes inside of you that doesn't come out. This is why they say, well, change your diet. Journal, get stuff out of you. Find productive ways to get things out of you because it will come out in some other way. Tears, anger, behavior, characteristics. All of these things are tied to the way you see, view, and value your existence. We, at a moment of harmony, are perfecting that. We are appropriately utilizing that. We are divinely designing that for a better reality for self. Now that we have the tools, let's use them. Now, big up your blessings. Like I said, when I think about this analogy, it made me, the image in my mind was back in the day, flyers going out, promoting yourself, like party promoters. They were big on promoting. This is what's happening. This is where you need to be. They were big on big upping an event. So I had the thought that if what goes out comes back to me, let me big up my life. Let me big up myself. Let what comes back to me be big. Let it be exciting. Let it be sustaining. Let it be healthy. Let it be well. Let it be balanced, right? Big up your blessings. So then that made me think, if we are promoting ourselves to the universe, if we are letting the universe know what is to be expected of our season, what is to be expected of our level, of our reality, um, why are we putting out what we are putting out? So, why then is the universe getting from us, for those of us that are in realities that we're not super happy with, why is the universe getting so much lack from us? Why is it getting so much low vibration from us? Why is it getting so much fear? Why is it getting so much unrest? Why is it getting so much drain and burnout? Why is that what's cycling in our lives? And why is that what we're putting out to be cycled? And then I came up with these three things I think are the major reason for why we are putting out less and lack. Why we are putting out less than what we deserve back, but wanting more and expecting more. We are putting out less because of our worthiness, our weariness, and our wastefulness. That's going to be the first point of what we get in today when it comes to big up your blessings. Because I want us to change how we are seeing what we deserve. And I'm wanting to know, that was my first thought. Why are we seeing what we deserve so low? Why are we seeing, because of our patterns, because of our traumas, because of our childhoods, because of our histories, because all of the idiosyncrasies and nuances that are not serving and not becoming of who we are and what is in our lives, and why is it being that way, right? So I said, okay, I am putting it into these categories, and then we're going to go into shifting this within ourselves so that we can shift this externally, outside of ourselves. So the worthiness, the weariness, and the wastefulness. Okay? We are promoting versions of ourselves to the universe. How we're representing ourselves. We are promoting versions of ourselves to the universe that are unbecoming to reality we desire, because we do not feel worthy of the reality we do desire. We say that we do. We say, we're ready for a ring, or you're ready for a new child, you're ready for a new home, new career, you're ready for this upgrade, you're ready for a healthier lifestyle, you're ready to look in the mirror and love what you see. We say all of these things all the time, right? We're in a chatty culture. Now that we have access to so much exposure, so many platforms and other people's realities and lives, it's a lot of monkey see, monkey do, and it is a lot of being influenced. We literally live in the era of the influencer, right? It gives people like myself and other people the opportunity to reach into other people's lives and to share and to contribute and to gather and gain. That can be a really great thing when you are settled within yourself and you are going to people and you are experiencing other people for the right reasons. But if you are coming from a low place, you will never experience anything accurately. You'll always experience from lack. You'll always experience from a deficit. And when you experience from a deficit, you may not give yourself the chance to grow into what you need to become. You may not give yourself the chance to align with what is out there for you. You may begin to imitate, right? You may begin to pretend your way into a better light. And you say, hey, I see how these people do it. I watched how that person did it. I listened to, saw, scrolled through, and now I got it. And it brings out a level of inauthenticity that is murdering our manifestation abilities. Because we're so busy pretending that we do not put any energy into actually creating, which is an energetic momentum that is authentically born, created. So we get into these spaces where we say, again, a chatty culture. I deserve what I see. What I see on TV, what I see on social media, what I see around me. I want the feelings that they have. I want the reality that I'm looking at. I want this surface understanding that I have of what I'm being exposed to. So we'll say we want it. We'll say we like it. We'll say we deserve it. But that is not worthiness. Seeing something and desiring it is not worthiness. Lusting, coveting, I'm trying to think of other, envying, obsessing, these low vibrational ways of obtaining have no role in manifesting whatsoever. They do not work. They are counteractive and counterproductive. They will actually nail you to the reality that you are in a lower vibration. They are that heavy. They're not even anchoring. They will nail you right to the bottom of the sea. You cannot elevate towards a limitless existence operating in any of those areas. But this culture that we are in literally produces that mindset. If you are not careful, if you are not guarding self. Shout out to the doc, standing guard over self, right? Worthiness is an internal awareness. It is an internal enlightenment that comes with work and understanding of self. So if you looked out into the world and thought that there was something you deserved, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not coming from a place of worthiness. If you saw it outside and said, I want that, the motivation and drive for what it is you want is not coming from a place of worthiness. It means that you either will not actually obtain it, because it's not coming from where it needs to come from, or you will obtain the surface, the image of it, and never the actual principle beneath what it is you're looking for. What I mean by that is that people who are wealthy and you desire their wealth have principles like ambition, like drive, like fortitude. And you cannot desire those into existence. You work those things into the fabric of yourself, and then in the fabric of self, you create what you are wearing in your life. A lot of us say we are worthy, but do not actually believe in the worthiness of our ambitions or our desires, shall I say. The worthiness of our desires. The worthiness is causing us to misrepresent ourselves to the universe. We say, listen, I really want this, but we are settling for less. And I'm not preaching, I'm sharing. I really only desire this, but I don't mind doing what I have to do. I don't mind going lower. I don't mind staying small right now until something, if and when something happens for me. Worthiness is not that. Worthiness is not going in a place you do not desire for yourself or do not deserve for yourself and saying that you will get yourself where you should be sooner or later. And and I think about as a mom, right? The gauge that I have for myself. I think about as a mom, when I think my children deserve a certain reality, I think they deserve a certain childhood. I want to give them a mindset, an understanding, a core and centeredness of self. I do not waver on what my vision is for them just because the surroundings or the environment or the circumstance isn't exactly what I see for them. What I have before me, the choices I have before me, the best one is made for them. The choices that are before me, I never say, well, I'm going to feed y'all this until I get that. No. I go in and I only get what I think I want you to have, what I think you need, what I think you deserve for your health, right? I refuse to buy the Takis, things like that. I refuse it. And it's not until you understand what's better for you, just because it's a fad. And it's because when it comes to worthiness, there is no negotiating about what you deserve, about what's right for you. When it comes to worthiness, you don't negotiate. So for everyone that feels like they believe they're worthy of more, for everyone that feels like they're working in the what is it, in the lane of their worthiness, they're working in the rightfulness for self. They're in that for, I'm doing the best I can for myself. I'm doing I'm giving myself everything I deserve. I hear it, especially now that the new year, we're going to just keep hearing that. Nothing but greatness for me. Nothing but the best for me. Nothing, everything better for myself. That does not come from wishing and hoping, seeing, replicating, implicating. That is a deep internal transformation of worthiness. Getting to almost 40 years old, a lot of my peers have already turned 40, on their way. Getting to those spaces, I'm watching what happens when women genuinely click into worthiness. When they do stop caring what other people think or want or say or do. When they do tap into a true and authentic transformation of self. Not what it looks like. Not even what it feels like to other people. What it is. This is who I am. This is what I represent. This is all I have time for. This is all I'll entertain. Worthiness. In a lot of ways, we believe we are worthy. But I promise you, if you are sitting at a table negotiating, waiting, toiling, convincing, you are not operating within worthiness. And when we don't operate in a worthy space, we send that message out to the universe. Unknowingly, subconsciously, unnecessarily. We're sending that out. Now, on all levels, we are saying, I want, but I behave. I desire, but I'll accept. I am looking for, but I digress. Right? Worthiness is causing us to sin, is to improperly, um, what is the word that I was using earlier? Promote the analogy. Improperly promote ourselves to the universe. You are a party that you want your manifestations to come to. Promote yourself differently. Big up your blessings. Root for yourself. Boost up your greatness. And if you lack worthiness, there is not a way for you to do that accurately. Or in the way you are desiring things to come back to you. We have to shift that. We have to shift that. Worthiness is a major concern when it comes to what's coming back to us. Trust me, it's all over your flyer that you're telling everybody to come to. You're saying, look, I don't know that I really deserve what I'm asking for, and that's why that's coming to you. That's why instability, uncertainty is coming to you. Whatever lie that's been sown into your mind about where you come from, who you are, what your past, what's in your past, what you're dealing with, what you're trying to cope with, who you've been hurt or broken by, all of those things are written on your flyer. Change it in your worthiness. The wrong things are coming to your party because the wrong things are on your flyer. You're promoting yourself to the universe inaccurately. So we're going to shift the worthiness. The next thing is the weariness. Weariness. Why we underrepresent. Why we underpromote the greatness of self. Child, we tired. That ties into the worthiness. We're taking whatever we can get. We're exhausted. We're exhausted. We're worried. We're frustrated. We've tried it. We're damaged in some ways. And we're weary now. So we're thinking smaller. We're thinking safer. We're behaving less in less of a powerful direction. We're weary. We're weary, right? And that again is misrepresenting us. And I want to get us to a state and a place where we feel like I don't want to send out weariness to the universe. I don't want to send that out anymore. When I'm looking for my mate, when I'm looking for my next career, when I'm looking for my next endeavor, vocation, my next motivation in my health, my next lifestyle change, I don't want to send weariness. I don't want to send give me anything. Something is better than nothing. I don't want to send out rock bottom energy because I keep getting a rock bottom reality. Weariness is distorting how we are presenting ourselves. What's coming to our party is not up to par, and it's because what we promoted says it doesn't have to be. What is coming to our party is not up to par, and it is because what we promoted says it doesn't have to be. Our worthiness, our weariness are causing us to underrepresent ourselves in the desires of our manifestations. And it is harming us and it is slowing us down, and we are changing that. The next thing, so yes, we're weary, right? We're exhausted, and we're putting that out there. We're lowering standards. We're taking things off of our lists. We're getting any old thing because of fear, because of lack. And we're just saying, whatever. At this point in my life, maybe I want too much. Maybe I'm looking for something I can't get. I don't need this, and this. Just give me. We're tired. We're tired of the challenges. excuse me, we aren't weathering the life appropriately, culturally especially. We aren't weathering it collectively. We aren't having the right people in our circles. We aren't giving our trust to the right people. We aren't learning from always the right circumstances about the things that change life for us, like our finances and resources, like our health and our wellness. We're putting things in the hand of superficiality, social media, and things that do not have the best interests at heart all the time. I'm not saying everyone. There's some great things out there. I'm always feel blessed when I come across something that really genuinely helps me change the way I think about something, the way I approach something, the way I do something. It's small as cooking or cleaning. Like, there are great things out there, but guard yourself accordingly. Have divinity in your discernment. Is this adding to my exhaustion? Or is this alleviating stress and relieving me towards elevating my heart? Remember, light is a feather for those that study my app. Light is a feather. Is it doing that or the opposite? Because my weariness is weighing me down and it's not allowing me to appropriately promote myself to the universe. I'm not big up in my blessings. I don't even know that they're that big because all I can focus on the things that I'm worried about. Weariness is weighing on us in a way that is not allowing us to promote ourselves appropriately and get what we actually want. Stop being too tired. And I listen, not preaching, sharing. Too tired to wait on what's coming for you. Too tired to invest in yourself. Peace, peace, mama. So good to see you. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. So good to see you. So good to see you. Have your energy here. But so the weariness, big up your blessings. The last thing, worthiness, weariness, wastefulness. This is a big one, y'all. I think I don't have a whole lot of time because I have to get to this moment. Boy, do I want to spend some time in wastefulness. When it comes to big upping our blessings, when it comes to appropriately promoting ourselves to the universe, we waste time, we waste energy, we waste resources, we waste good people. And we're wondering why what we put out is coming back to us so lack, so small, so mediocre, and we're wasteful. We're wasteful. There is a bounty of blessings around us, and we're wasteful. We're wasteful in blessings. Again, it goes back to the worthiness, back to the weariness. You don't believe you deserve what better. You're too exhausted to move into other levels of yourself. Discipline yourself, refocus yourself, recalibrate yourself, make hard choices, make hard decisions. You're too tired and afraid, and you're wasting prime time for recreation. You're wasting prime time. That means any moment you're in, a great time to restart a reality for yourself. And we under promote what we deserve because we're wasteful. You think you have all this time to just one day make better choices. You think you have all this time to one day value the people and the blessings around you. You think you have all this time to utilize and hone and sharpen your gifts and your talents. You are wasting yourself, and you are sending that wasteful energy out into the universe. And what's coming back to you are things that are temporary things that are not stable, are not consistent, and cannot be sustained because you are procrastinating on your own blessings. There was a friend of mine that posted an article the other day about, trying to think of what it was called, bed rotting. That's what it was called, bed rotting. And they were saying that with this bed rotting, there is a new generation. They said Gen Z, but I don't think it's only Gen Z doing it. But there's a new generation of of people that are sitting in the beds for hours, like 4 and 5 hours of just laying in the bed because they are overstimulated and overwhelmed, and they are just doom scrolling. Then we have a society that backs up this type of epidemic by having you barely have to leave your home to do anything. So you can work from home. You can order your groceries at home. You can order food at home. You can get goods, the things you need around your home delivered to your house with Amazon. Furniture, electronics delivered. You can homeschool your children if you choose to or are able to. So not having to leave the home, on top of overexposure to non-productivity, non-reality, non-producing and developmental tools, in, in conjunction with extreme lack of community, meaning loneliness and self-soothing, it's becoming overwhelming. You're asking yourself to do things that you were never designed to do. That is, develop yourself in solitude. Not saying you don't have to develop yourself. There's a responsibility there. In solitude. Heal yourself. Speak to yourself. Grow and motivate yourself. We came in this world with billions around us for a reason. You came into a family, genealogy, lineage for a reason. You came into a history and a culture for a reason. It is all vital. And staying away from it all is destroying us and our development. And so the process of growth and change and expansion is becoming overwhelming for us because we're doing it in isolation and behind screens. And it is allowing us to just sulk in the lack of it. We're wasting our lives. We're wasting our days. We're wasting our time. And we're doing it because of how we're doing life. Because of our lack of development in nature and with other human beings and with enlightenment of self. Wastefulness is why we are under promoting ourselves. We are not telling the universe what we deserve appropriately because we are not even sure about what we are capable of. We have more fear than fight. We have more worry than faith. We have more bills than money because we have just become touch and go consumers. Push it, click it, keep it moving. We are no longer digging and rooting and purging and clipping and grounding and getting. I'm not promoting hustle culture either. I'm not saying that we get caught up in the rat race, right? I'm not saying that we should be out here in the way that capitalistic structure has promoted us as far as being commodity and mechanic. But I'm saying that the alternative to that is not complete isolation and shutdown of human functionality, of problem solving and decision making. We are wasting ourselves. They're telling us we don't have to use our brains as much. We don't have to use our bodies as much. We don't have to use each other as much. And we aren't. And we're wasting vital, vibrant tools of development. So we're under promoting ourselves because we don't know what we are capable of. when everything is doing everything for us, it is overwhelming us. We are solving less of our own problems. We are healing less of our own societal and structural needs. I am streaming live. Mommy mercy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So worthiness, weariness, wastefulness. Right. They are slowing down how we promote ourselves. They are they are getting in the way of the image, the photocopy. Remember from the beginning, from those that were here from the beginning, the photocopy that we put out into the universe that we're only getting back in our reality. Worthiness, weariness, wastefulness. We are wasting our time, wasting good people, wasting our energy, wasting our vitality, wasting our wonderful years of greatness on worry, on lack, on less, on dysfunction, on counterproductive growth. And we are, again, not sure what we are capable of because we are not demanding much of self. And we are not pushing through. We are not. I saw a woman that was talking about the extremes of corporate America the other day and working and the benefits of working for yourself. She was advertising, I think, on Flex Jobs, and she was talking about working from home and and she talked about the weight of working in corporate and coming home, how she only has enough energy when she gets home to barely eat, and how she has to lay herself. And this wasn't, that's why I said I don't think it's just Gen Z, laying for hours to deal with the overstimulation and overcompensating in the workforce all day in a dysfunctional environment. And how when she's in her own solitude, all she can do is lay. We're wasting ourselves. Not blaming, not shaming, for sure. Just wanting us to see what's happening to us mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and why our realities are reflecting it more and more and more. Worthiness, weariness, wastefulness. You are sleeping on yourself and you are complaining about your life, but you are sleeping on yourself. You're frustrated, you feel stuck. You are blaming others. Your woe is me. But the vision that you are living is the vision that you are painting. It's the picture you're painting. You're wasting your own self. You're wasting your own goodness. You're wasting your own abilities, your own limits. You're limiting your own self to a reality that's of misery, smallness. Because you don't feel worthy, because you feel tired, because you're afraid, for whatever reason, you're under promoting yourself. It is not the universe that is under delivering. I want you to keep that in mind about this whole manifestation moment. It is not the universe that's under delivering. It is you that are under promoting or mismarketing yourself. And the universe is giving exactly what you asked for. So we have to get ready to get out of here. I want to make these 2 points really quickly. I want us, in conclusion, to rebrand our representative. Now, a lot of us know when you go on a first date, they say you bring your representative to the table. When you go on an interview, you do your resume, you put your best foot forward. You go out there and you give the world what it is they're looking for. I am most qualified for this position because I am most qualified to be the person of your interest because I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. On our resumes, big up ourselves. On your dating profiles, you big up yourselves. Well, I want you to big up yourself to the universe in your requests and your desires for your life. Big up your blessings. Talk bigger about yourself. Be bigger about yourself. Be most qualified for the destiny you desire. Rebrand your representative. Because when it comes to the universe, you can't just put on a nice suit and tie. and say, I'm the best person. You can't just show up at the first date looking like a snack and saying, you can go ahead and tell everybody else you found the one. When it comes to the universe, there is no pretending. There's no placating. There's no dress up. There is no putting your best foot forward momentarily. When you have to be who you say you are, and you have to be the reality you want to live in. Because the universe is not looking at how shiny you look. The universe is looking at how shiny you think, feel, and are. Mommy Mercy, the universe is looking at what is actually happening within you and then creating that around you. Rebrand your representative. You are promoting yourself. Remember, I used the analogy of a party promoter, put them flyers out. You're telling the universe to send things to your party, your life. This party you call life. And if you promote alcohol and drugs and all types of the hedonism, then you wonder what's gonna come to your party. If you send out a party invitation and it has Sesame Street on it and big wheels and Barbies, children are coming to the party. If you put out an invitation and it has a wedding and people that support your wedding and your vision of your marriage are coming to your party. What you put and promote yourself comes back to you. So what are you telling the universe you need sent to the party of your life? What is on your flyer? Is it brokenness? Is it hopelessness? Is it a loss of faith and hope? You don't think you deserve a certain type of relationship. You don't think you can make a certain type of income. You don't think you have another go round in you. You don't think you could trust people. You don't think you want to do this. That's on your flyer. Regardless of what you look like, girlfriend. Regardless of how you stunting, shorty. You know what I'm saying? Brother, king. It's on your flyer. So rebrand your representative. Everyone's going in. What's your New Year's resolution? What do you want to do for the new year? I am focused on rebranding my marketing into my manifesting. What I am telling the universe I should have based on how I behave, how I think, and what I feel. I'm rebranding the representative. She doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. Wait around watching for text messages. Rebrand the representative. Settling for less, friends with benefits or situationships. Rebrand the representative. Living off of other people. Rebrand the representative. Thinking lowly of yourself. Rebrand. Giving yourself less. Hanging out just to hang out. Wasting your time when you could be strengthening your mind, your focus, sharpening yourself, not opening yourself up to new ideals, hobbies, circles. Rebrand the representative that is promoting your desires to the universe. Where does she work? Who does she spend time with? Where does he live? What does he do in his spare time? How does he heal himself? Where does she focus her energy? Rebrand the representative and watch how your life changes. There is a reason why marketing agents in marketing and promotion, or what's the other word? Oh my goodness, branding and marketing. The reason why they rebrand so often is because we expand, we grow, we change. And some of you are expecting a brand new life with outdated representation. You still are doing things you are doing in high school, in college. You still are doing things you were doing last year or the year before that, and you're wanting a better mate, and you're wanting a bigger income, and you're wanting better friends, and you're still just as rotten. You're still just as lazy. You're still just as fearful. You're still just as stuck. You're still just as deceptive. Rebrand the representative. Don't, that's not who I want the universe to think. I don't want source energy to think that's what I'm asking for anymore. She don't do that no more. That back and forth and in and out and maybe sort of kind of, I don't know. Rebrand the representative in certainty, in agency, in competency. Big up your blessings. Big up your blessings. This is what I have to offer to the universe. This is what I like to be amplified, multiplied, and applied to me. Big them up. Rebrand the representative. One of the reasons, and we got to get out of here, we're struggling with rebranding the representative is because we're in a standoff with success. Remember we talked earlier about the bed rotting, the article that I read on bed rotting? Excuse me. Hours and hours of just laying from being overwhelmed, overstimulated, depressed. And a lot of those times when you're just sitting in your skin, you are not moving yourself forward. You're not being brave enough. You're not being active enough. You're not being motivated enough. You are just barely surviving. You are just holding on. You are just here. You are just here. A lot of the ways, the reasons we are doing that is because we're waiting for something to happen that makes us feel alive. We live in AI, and intelligence is not the only thing artificial. So many things are fake. Our foods are, I just found out I've been on this big kick of staying away from artificial flavors probably for the past 2 years. No artificial flavoring, no bioengineered. And I just found out that one of my favorite foods that I eat almost weekly has bioengineered, it now contains a bioengineered ingredient. Everything around us is telling us to, or is that's being put in us lacks authenticity. We can't operate. I am a living, breathing, bleeding individual. Everything that is around me and in me cannot be fake, and I stay functional. Natural beings require natural fuel, natural engagement, natural consumption. And because we aren't getting that, it's breaking us down. We don't know that we can make it. We doubt things that we at one time didn't. We struggle with things that we did not at once. We don't know who to trust, where to go, what to be a part of. And so we opt out. And we just wait for the real thing to come our way. We wait for real friends. We wait for real money. We wait for real love because we're real. So we're just waiting on real things. When you're just waiting on real things, real opportunities that serve you, not just anything, remember? Not wasting time and being weary, but when we're waiting on real things and we're not creating real things, real bonds, we're not getting up, having a real workout, not a shot, not a pill, a real sweat down your face, right? You're putting on real clothes over your real body. You're going out into a real world. You're facing real challenges, and you are fixing them in real ways. Communication, time, resolution, solving issues. When we're not really, I'm not talking about keyboard gangsters. I'm not talking about hiding behind emails. I'm talking about really living this life. When you are just waiting for something real to happen to you, for you, with you, in you, you are in a standoff with success. If we go back to the excerpt that we read that started off our moment, the excerpt said, you, your reality is a photocopy of your mind that has been given back to you. Now I'm going to start choking on nothing. Y'all know how it goes. But we're doing this. Y'all know they try. It always does that. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm... Excuse me. Now, the excerpt said, your reality is a photocopy that's been printed out, given back to you. So many words, right? I'm paraphrasing. Photocopy of your mind, your thoughts. It's been given back to you. And you think you're waiting on the universe to give you the reality you want. So you're doom scrolling, you're laying, you're sitting, you're thinking, you aren't communicating. Oh my gosh, we aren't communicating well at all. You aren't actually telling people what you need, desire, deserve. You aren't actually, not in productive ways either, if you are, because we're lacking those skills as we get more and more. We're having deep and impersonal conversations via text, right? We are waiting on the universe to give us something that the universe is waiting on us to give it. So essentially, you are in a standoff with success. You are saying, I will do better with my health when I get these health options, when I get this resource that comes to me. I will do better in dating when this black knight on a horse just gallops into my life, right? When the Queen of Sheba just floats into your work one day. I will make better choices with my finances when this big check drops out of the sky and gets me going towards my next business venture or endeavor, and I can take some financial risks. You are in a standoff with success because you are waiting for something that the universe is waiting on from you. And then that's why next year and the year after that and the year after that, you are still waiting on breakthroughs and blessings. And you are saying manifestation doesn't work. Prayer doesn't work. Believing in vision boards do not work. These things don't work. They're just, they're what people do. They're a way to express yourselves. It doesn't work because you aren't giving the universe appropriate. It isn't working because you aren't giving the universe appropriate promotion to work with. I gave you what you told me you were worthy of. It's that simple. I gave you what you are willing to have. I gave you what you have space for. We have to big up our blessings, manifest more, believe more, take steps more, not wishing, not just wishing, but getting to the point where I say, I'm starting. I watched this amazing interview with one of my favorite country singers, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, and then we're going to get out of here because I'm running way over. But Jelly Roll is a massive, it seems like an overnight success, but we all know that's not real. That's not how manifesting works. That's not how greatness works. But it seems like an overnight success, but he was a super massive country music star. He has this punk rock country music vibe. He has this all great, unique vibe to him. Sings from a soulful place. Amazing artist, right? He came in, boom, he blew up. He came in as like 500 pounds. It's like a 500-pound superstar. He recently wanted to get on the front of the magazine, of Men's Health magazine. It just became a goal he wanted for himself. He didn't want to do any of the shots of the GO1, what do they call them, the shots and the Zempic. He was afraid that it would begin to alter his voice. He started to hear about all of the, side effects that come with those like shots and medications. And some of them, but some of them dry voice or vocals. And because his voice is how he made his millions, he refused to take that route. But he also was afraid that he said he was getting a life he couldn't enjoy. He was getting massive success, right? He was millions, Grammys, nominations. He's blowing up, and it's a life he couldn't enjoy. A wife that he loves. He said he couldn't even fit in the bed with his wife. He loved her, got this beautiful wife, and he can't even fit in the bed with her. He had to put another bed close to his bed. It's an amazing story, right? And so he decides he has this life that he's prayed for, that he's dreamed of, and he's too big and too unhealthy to live it. And so he calls a doctor that specializes in morbidly obese health. And the doctor starts him on walking. Starts him. I want you to walk to the first mailbox every day to the first mailbox on your block. Then I want you to walk to the second one, the first one and the second one the next week and back. Then the third one, the third week. After a month of walking back and forth from all of the mailboxes in your block, work your way through all the mailboxes. After a month of walking there and back, we're going to put you through and get you into another exercise regime. We're going to put you through to a therapist that helps with some of the emotional demons that you're fighting. And we're going to start changing your lifestyle. He started to consult his chef and changing his. It was an amazing interview. It wasn't even really, I want to say like a mini doc, maybe 30-minute documentary, but he talked about his journey to the front of the Men's Health magazine from 500 pounds down to like 280. And I, in real time, was watching it as a fan, him lose weight all the time. I thought he was taking a shot because it happened so fast. But all I'm saying is he changed the picture that he was putting out into the universe about himself. That he was going to overeat, that he was going to closet eat, that he wasn't worthy, that his health wasn't important, that he was doing the best he could, that he didn't have it in him. He changed it. And one day he made a different decision, which begot a different opportunity, which then offered a different lane, a different resource, a different road, and different results. Stop being in a standoff with success, waiting for something to happen for you, waiting for you to change your own mind. Change it. Waiting for you to paint a new picture, paint it. Waiting for you to make a decision. If someone else does this, it is going to be so much easier for me. Well, then that would be someone else's blessings. If someone else does something massive in your life, it's their blessing. Do something for yourself. Move your reality in a direction for yourself. Create what you desire for yourself. I love you all so much. This moment went way longer than I wanted it to go, but I just wanted to make sure we start this year off banging. Big up your blessings. Rebrand your representative. Who are you and what are you expecting back into your life from what you are putting out? Make it look good. Make it sound good. Make it be good. Be what you are looking for and watch how what you are looking for be with you. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me for another Moment of Harmony. I will see you next week, same time, same place, for another Moment of Harmony. Go on and take really, really, really good care of yourself. Listen, it's only 1 year. Take really good care of yourself. And then, once you've done some real good things for you, go on out your way and take really good care of someone else. I love you all so much. Thank you and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend and an extraordinary 2026.